It's not points, badges, or the inclusion of story elements and characters that make gamification effective for learning. The research clearly shows that gamification is effective for learning when there's a high level of engagement and interactivity. If you are designing or choosing gamification for learning, strive for engagement. You want the learners involved and invested in the gamification. You want them to be challenged, to be making meaningful decisions, experiencing consequences, and thinking about the content. Gamification experiences that are too easy are not engaging or even fun for that matter. Research shows that when players encounter the right level of challenge, they are motivated and engaged. The challenge should appear to be just out of reach of the learner, so he or she must work and struggle to be successful. The player should feel a degree of uncertainty regarding the outcome. Can I solve the mystery of the difficult client? Can I answer all of the questions correctly? Can I accumulate enough points to make it to the next level? When designing the experience, you want to make sure that you create the right level of challenge. A challenge to the learner can be linked to difficult questions, hidden information, and random occurrences that help or hinder the learner. A mistake sometimes made in designing gamified learning experiences is that they are too simple and too easy. Don't fall for that mistake. Make it challenging. Keep them engaged. Also, if you don't know the skills or knowledge level of the players, consider making several different levels of difficulty within the game. So players with different skills will be faced with different obstacles or challenges. One result of a challenge is that the learner should be forced to make meaningful decisions that will have an impact on the eventual outcome. The decisions might be related to what resources to buy, what items to collect, or what path is best for reaching the end goal. The relationship between the learner's decisions and the response of the gamified environment is a good method of measuring how interactive gamification feels to the learner. In other words, the more the learner needs to make meaningful decisions, the more they will feel engaged. And every decision needs to have a consequence. Consequences are important because they personalize the learning experience and cause learners to reflect. Learners will even change their behaviors based on that reflection. For example, in Zombie Sales Apocalypse, designed to teach skills to sales representatives, the rep must build rapport with the receptionist to be permitted to schedule an appointment with a busy potential client. If the player decides to ignore the receptionist and go directly to the potential client's office, the consequence is that the receptionist turns into a zombie and chases the sales representative. In this experience, the direct consequence of ignoring the receptionist is that she becomes a zombie. In real life, ignoring the receptionist leads to losing a potential sale. Learners need to understand there are consequences for poorly made decisions. The need to make meaningful decisions should lead the player to develop a plan of action or a strategy for how to be successful. If the gamified experience can be won by accident or without a clear-cut strategy, it's not well designed. And ideally, a gamified experience can be won by incorporating more than one strategy. This will keep it engaging. Remember, when designing or choosing a gamified learning experience, you want the learners engaged. They need to be challenged, making meaningful decisions, experiencing the consequences of those decisions, and thinking about strategy. That combination makes a gamified experience engaging and interactive, which in turn leads to the desired learning outcomes.